Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube? I know my voice sounds, how do you say, jacked up. But that's what happens when you're sick. So I'm back at it here for a brand new review. This is SEL020. I finally got to see it. Finally, before April 11th, the official release date when it comes out for the world to see. It was limited release other places, but I got to see it early, and I'm so happy about it. I feel a lot better. Thanks everybody for the prayers and the shout outs. But the Raid 2, I finally seen it. So, I mean, to be honest with y'all, I'll show y'all my phone wallpaper that I've had for the longest time. Let me back it up just a little bit so y'all can see that. Yep, that's him, the rookie. And the crazy thing about this one was, and I'll go ahead and say it before I even go and do the review. A lot of people and the reviewers have said that this doubled the amount of action, story, and development of cinematography, art craft, which was the Raid Redemption 1. And I promise y'all, I will do a review for Raid Redemption 1 later, but this, oh my gosh, everybody was talking about it. They were like, it's this much, so awesome. Saw that some people saw it already at the film festivals, and they were like, this is amazing. And I was like, you know, the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding pops. And I looked at it, and hear me, y'all, it was twice as good. It was amazing. From start to finish, it was amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through it. Off the gate, the cinematography, the look, the feel, the grittiness of this, cinematography is unlike anything I've ever seen before in an action movie. I mean, Die Hard 1, 2 has nothing on this. All the other great movies that have great cinematography, like such as Inception, Memento, so many different other ones that take really good captures of film, different placements of how people perceive their characters, displayed on a regular basis. Like this, I've never seen anything like it, because it's every single action scene that's shot tells an intricate story with the main character and how his character is progressing, how he's evolving, and it's so much tension that's involved that when they go and show a flashback of what's kind of taking place, you're not distracted at all, because the intensity level is still turning. You're like, okay, how did it get to this point? It tells you immediately. It doesn't take time to draw it out slowly now. But it's a perfect craft, y'all. It looks beautiful with every single shot. Even in the beginning, like when it was kind of really ominous, I'm like, is this previews or what's going on? And then it shows out in this open field, and you're like, whoa, okay. And it takes place right after the first one. And I mean, how it unfolds, when you see the opening titles, you're gonna get the understanding that this is gonna be epic. And oh my gosh, it's so much I could say about it. Because when you go and you look at the fight sequences with the first one, like the movie Captain America, the two directors that directed it, they saw the first Raid Redemption, and they were like, man, the cinematography for this is so grounded, it's casual effects and just hand-to-hand combat. The choreography is just amazing. We want to add this and develop into the next movie, which is the Captain America 2, Winter Soldier, which they did a great job with the hand-to-hand combat. But with this one, they topped it. They topped it. I couldn't believe it, because there are times where you're looking at like a character like Hammer Girl, for instance, that holds two hammers and she's in a train sequence. That scene, just her on the train, just chilling and relaxing, and it's just, all of a sudden she gets up, and then the people that she's about to attack, like you got other people on the cart that are just kind of relaxing, and they see these guys like with all these knives and guns, and they just run, and she's just going and moving past them. It's just a beautiful shot. How they went from the outside of the shot, outside of the cart, to film that to the back of her, and it's just so many different shots. I mean, there was one sequence where there was a fight sequence going on in a car, in a car chase scene, and they are fighting in a car. The main character, the rookie, oh my gosh, he he fends off what 4 or 5 guys simultaneously while in a car, while strapped up, and how they shoot it is from above to the side to the left, and I don't know how they did it. Like some of these sequences, I kid you not, I've never seen before in a movie on an action level. And I mean, even the music was beautiful. The music added tension to it. There was a time where our main character, he was in this kind of like a penthouse kind of thing, and he was putting on some music, and it was like the kind of music and the feel for what this was supposed to take place, what the inner turmoil that he was dealing with, the tension that was in this movie was what he kind of put in. It was just such a subtle touch how they did it. It wasn't cheesy, it wasn't corny, it was just on time. I thought it was just amazing. I could go on and on and on because there's so many different scenes. One thing I'll say about the first Ray Redemption, I can pick out like different scenes that I saw that was like, wow, it was some epic stuff. Like the last fight sequence where you got 2 men fighting one person that's even smaller than them. It's just epic. Like that was a scene that I could pick out. With this one, I can't just pick out one scene that I was like, blew me away, because every single scene topped the other one, but they were amazing in themselves. And each one of them were even better than the scenes that were for the first one. Each one of them. And so it's just a lot. I mean, you got Rama, who's the main character in this one, and he is the choreographer for the fight sequences for the movie in general, and he does an amazing job with the choreography for this. And like I said, the score was just beautiful. I mean, I'm trying to look for the score actually for this one if I can. I'm gonna do that tonight. But I have to give it a 10 out of 10 as far as the scope, the look, the feel for every single scene, was the placement for it, was just. It's just amazing shots, and I mean, which each character was just beautiful. So I'll try to go through the characters, but it's way too many. I'm just gonna talk about the ones that y'all know. So you got Rama, who is the main character, played by, I always forget how to pronounce his name. It's Iko, but I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I think it's Uas. Iko Uas, he does a great job playing Rama. And the reason why I say that is because it's like he kind of goes through post-traumatic stress disorder from what happened in the first one with his whole group, his whole team getting destroyed and killed, and he's the only one making it out. Now you're thinking, okay, he's gonna try to go straight to his family. He does, but there's certain things and elements that are taking place from the first one that now it's like he's a byproduct of that environment he had to break out of, and now it's affecting his family, it's affecting his work, and I mean he's completely taken out of his element, and he's evolved into a character that, like, there's times where I'm thinking he's losing himself, and you see that through his performance. I thought that he had such a more, how do I put it? The acting level for him in this one, it was way better than it was the first one. I feel like he's evolved as an actor through just these 2 movies. And I mean, it might have been because the first one didn't allow him to do that much, but in this one, you can see the anguish on him. You can see that his character is switching to this agent of not just desperation of survival, but vengeance. And it's just so much that he's losing himself within this character, and it's really awesome to see. I mean, you got other characters that y'all seen in the previews, just as Hammer Girl and Batman, and I mean not like I mean like with a bat, and I mean the scenes that they're in, they don't speak much, but look out because it's epic. There's another character that plays a big role in this. His name is Yuko. He's the son of a very powerful businessman that Rama's character, he basically has to infiltrate this organization because everything that happened within the building that he shut down is all in an intricate web of things, a web of lies, the mafia with this Indonesian gangster squad essentially, and then you got on the other side of the spectrum this Japanese squad. They're all trying to feud over territory, and he's been put right in the middle of it to be an undercover operative to take it out. And I know I'm talking about the story early, but I have to be able to explain the character. And so you got now, like I said, Yuko, who's the son of this, his character is very devious. He is very sadistic. He's short-tempered. I don't even know if I can say he's got a good soul, because when he does things, you can see the emotion go out of his body. You can tell it through the performance, and I think he brought a strong performance, in my opinion, than what we've seen from the first one. I think that another character, which I don't know, it's so many different ones. The character that plays Ika, I think that his character, I liked his character a lot, because I didn't feel him out early on. I mean, I didn't expect to like his character, neither did I understand what in the world was going on with this character. And I thought that was really interesting to have. And I mean, you got, there's no way I'll be able to go through all these characters. I'm not even gonna try, but I will say this, that every character from the older one and the new one are introduced and ended all in the same token. I mean, you got the older characters, each one of their storylines kind of, it gets wrapped up. I mean, so anything that's left off in the first one, it will get wrapped up in the beginning of this one, if not towards the end of it. And in the new one, every character is reintroduced. They're gonna get introduced and finished or elevated in an even deeper way than you thought when they were coming in. And I mean, that's just, it's really great. I mean, every character was just on target with their performances. I'll probably give it maybe an 8 out of 10 as far as the acting, because I mean, I don't know, because most of it was a lot of fighting, but some of it was very good story driven. I mean, I loved how they actually did each character justice as far as their portrayals of their characters. And so, going into the story had me going the whole entire time. I was engulfed into the story. I mean, I think the people that I went with, they initially were like, what in the world is going on? They were in shock, because there are so many scenes that are very gory, they're very bone-crushingly epic, they are just over the top. And I mean, not over the top as in just too much, it's just right. And it fits the mode and the tension that's going on. There's one scene that's a prison scene, and you're thinking that somebody's about to get killed or attacked, and really they're actually going after somebody else. And so then the scenario is, do you fight or flight, you know? And I mean, when you're confounded in a prison and you got guards that can't even take care of themselves, and you're stuck in the mud in a situation like this, it's just beautiful. And the scene itself, just shooting that, I don't know how they even were able to really fight without getting hurt or getting seriously injured, because it was a lot that was going on, and it was beautiful, but it was very interwoven in how they actually did the story. It was actually a key thing, because depending on how the outcome of the prison fight was, it might be a whole different story for the main character and for everyone all throughout. And so, I mean, like I said in the beginning, Rama is put through such a bad situation, and coming out of one hellhole into a whole nother hornet's nest full of people that not only want to kill him, but that are strapped and ready to and equipped to take him out. And I mean, he's just one man, but I mean, we saw him get out the first one, but in this one, it's a no holds bar kind of thing. And I mean, I loved how they did the scripting for it. I love how they did with the character development. More than anything, I think that I could take away from the story is that the main character evolved in ways that I thought that he couldn't. And also, I was more intrigued with the character coming out of it than anything else. And every single character, if by the end of it, either you're gonna like them or you're gonna hate them, or either you're gonna question them. And there is a build up for a third one, and I've heard that they're about to start filming the third one, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the main character is gonna live. That doesn't necessarily mean that, because, to be honest with y'all, I mean, it's a lot that goes down. So I'd probably have to give the story maybe 8 or 7 out of 10. But I mean, if you have to go just on action, I mean, this is just something that you cannot miss. So come April 11th, you need to get to the theater immediately and check it out. I was fortunate to watch it early. Even some people were able to see it earlier than that. I think it was on March the 31st. It came out at certain limited locations, but here I finally was able to see it on the 4th today. But it was sick, y'all. It was amazing. And I'll never forget anything. I've never seen anything like it. The reason why I'm so flabbergasted is because I can't process everything. I can't tell y'all like this is that one epic scene. I can't tell y'all this is that one epic thing that I love. I just, as a whole, it was perfection as far as an action movie that delivers and it keeps you engaged and it keeps coming and keeps evolving scene for scene for scene. But it's like even the action, each action sequence is for a point. Like it's like it's not just they're fighting for no good reason. Like there is a reason why they're fighting, and there is a goal for each one. And there is a surprise character from the first one that should have been dead. I don't understand it. I'm not even gonna tell y'all I do understand it because his character seems a bit different in this one. But that doesn't mean he's not less any dangerous. So that's the only spoiler I'll kind of give. Go check out the Raid 2. Let me know if you enjoyed this review. I know I didn't say or explain that much because I cannot spoil it, and that is way too much information for me to even tell y'all. But leave your comments at the bottom. If you like this review, leave a like at the bottom if you don't mind. And I hope y'all have a great time in the theater. I know I did. Now, do not bring your children to this. Any children that's under the age of 15, do not bring them because it is very gory, it is very raw. There are some things in this one that's amazingly terrible that happens to people. And on top of that, one thing I will say on the end on this note, coming from being confined in one main hotel building to a grand scale of set pieces all around this, how they did that, it's just, it's magical. Anyway, I'm done ranting. This is my review for the Raid 2 Benadryl SEL 0220. Signing out. Y'all have a good night, good evening, good day. Later. Oh man. You know. Yeah, that Raid right there. Let's go. It's review time. All right.